They thought he was just a simple fireman, a man who wore courage on his sleeve, but never carried a weapon. A man whose only fight was against flames, not men. But when a ruthless gang made one fatal mistake, when they touched his family, they awoke a force darker and deadlier than the fire he once fought. John Miller lived a quiet life, a respected fireman in his small American town. The man who ran into burning houses when others ran out. The man who risked his life to save strangers without hesitation. At home, he was just a husband and a father. Evenings filled with laughter, family dinners, and bedtime stories for his little girl. To his neighbors, he was a hero. To his family, he was everything. But behind his calm smile, there was a past he never spoke of. One night, everything changed. A violent gang stormed into his home. They thought John was just a fireman. Helpless, weak, an easy target. They left behind nothing but destruction and the lifeless silence of the family he loved. When John returned, his world collapsed. The man who had saved so many could not save his own. He buried his pain in silence. But inside him, something was burning far more dangerous than any fire he had ever faced. The gang made a mistake. They didn't know who he really was. Years before the firehouse, John Miller was a soldier. A decorated American warrior. Trained in survival, weapons, and war. He had walked away from violence, vowing never to return. But now, he had no choice. The fireman was gone, and the soldier had awakened. John began the hunt. He tracked them with the precision of a soldier and the patience of a predator. Every move they made, he was already one step ahead. Every shadow became his weapon. Every mistake, their last. The gang that once terrorized the town now lived in fear of a man they thought was ordinary. One by one, they fell. Not to bullets. Not to fire, but to the fury of a man with nothing left to lose. At last, only one remained. Their leader. Arrogant, ruthless, untouchable. Until the night John stood before him. The fight was brutal. Steel against steel. Blood against blood. A soldier's rage against a criminal's cruelty. And in the end, justice was served. Not by the law, but by the man they underestimated. When the smoke cleared, John stood alone. The fireman's uniform was gone, but his wife smiled. His daughter's laughter lived on in every step he took. He did not kill for revenge. He fought for memory, for love, for justice. And so, the world learned the truth. They thought they destroyed a fireman.